In 1996, Trendmasters released a line of toys based on Battlestar Galactica. It produced 2 spaceships and a set of 4 figures to go in this line. Today we're going to take a look at the 2 spaceships. In front of me I have the Cylon Raider on the left and the Colonial Viper on the right. So first let's take a look at the Colonial Viper. The Colonial Viper is actually not too bad. It looks a lot like the Colonial Viper in the original 1970s TV show and features some of the similar sort of elements that that toy had. It has an opening canopy, and inside this there is a small figure. These figures are slightly larger than the original sort of Mattel ones, but actually are more detailed. They're strange though in their construction. They look really beefy and just a little bit odd in proportions, and when you see the review of the action figures you'll also see that those are as well very beefy and sort of muscular type figures. It also comes with some firing missiles. It's got 2 missiles on each side, so you can fire these out. These are actually pretty good missiles and fire quite a long way, so that's a nice feature. A lot of the old toys didn't fire particularly well. It has some retractable landing gear on the bottom here, and it also has a set of sound effects. These sound effects are actually taken from the Independence Day spaceships. If I press this button here you'll hear them. They're very loud and they're quite annoying, so I'll just run through them quickly. It also has a flashing light on the back, you'll have noticed in that short shot. But yeah, as I mentioned, these all the sound effects come from the Independence Day series, so I guess that's a sort of a cheap reuse of electronics that Trendmasters already had. Overall though, this is quite a nice ship. It's sort of fairly cartoony in its styling, but actually looks quite a lot like the original Battlestar Galactica Colonial Viper, so it is quite a nice toy. Let's take a look at the Cylon Raider. Here we have the Cylon Raider. In my mind this looks a little bit less convincing than the Viper, but it sort of fits the cartoony style. They've kept some of the features from the original Mattel toys in the fact that you can pull the wings open and there is a missile launcher inside the wings. There are also additional missile launchers on this one. As you can see here, every one of these red tipped things is a missile launcher. So there's some on the edge of the wings here that fire out. There's some slightly sort of on either side of the cockpit here, and again the 2 in the wing compartments. Again, this toy features a small version of a Cylon. If I flip open the cockpit here you can see that there's a small sort of very beefy looking little Cylon figure in there. Again, this is highly stylized and is slightly larger than the original Mattel ones, but it's still quite a nice little toy there. Very easily lost, so be careful with those. Always make sure that he's well stuck in that cockpit. Again, this has a load of sound effects, and again these are from Independence Day ships. So if I press the button on the back you'll see the back lights up, and there's also lights on the front. It's a bit on the noisy side, this one. The speaker seems to be particularly good. It also again has some retractable landing gear. There are 3 legs on it that you can fold down like so. This one I'm not so convinced with. They've sort of smoothed off the design and taken away some of the nice elements from the original Cylon Raider, but overall it's not too bad, and it does fit with the other ship. When these ships came out in the 90s, it actually took me quite a while to track them down. They were fairly common in the US, but here in the UK not quite so easily available. I finally found the Cylon Raider. Actually my brother lives in America and he got that one for me, but the Viper here I found at a toy fair. They're still fairly easy to come across, and more often than not you'll actually find box versions of them. If you find them loose, a common problem is obviously that the missiles and figures will be missing, and on the Viper the wings detach, and so these are often missing as well. So you're probably better off buying a box version, but you can get them quite cheap. Overall though, they're not a bad couple of vehicles. I still prefer the vintage original line, but these actually look quite good if you want to sort of add more ships to your collection. Thanks for watching.